Hello to our students and families joining us for this evening's presentation. Welcome to the Collegewise Virtual College Fair powered by StriveScan. Students, just want to go over a couple of things with you before we kick it off to our college representatives. If at any point in time you have a question throughout the sessions, please feel free to use that Q&A button down at the bottom of your screen. You can ask a question at any point in time during the presentation. It does not need to be exactly when that person is presenting. Also, if you have a specific question to a certain university, make sure to indicate that in your question so that the right people will get you that answer. Your camera and microphone are off, students, so our panelists can't hear or see you. Also, there are additional Collegewise fair sessions being offered both this evening and again tomorrow. So check out Collegewise for more sessions that are coming up. And this is being recorded, so you'll be able to see this entire session posted on that website where you registered. And without further ado, I'm going to pass it off to our presenters from Trinity Christian College.
Alrighty. All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining tonight. Appreciate the opportunity to speak to you. I'm Julian Garcia. I'm here with my coworker, Clay DeHaan, and we are athletic recruiters working out of admissions. So I'm just showing here the homepage that we have, just so you can kind of get a sense of what Trinity is all about, the vibes and the feel of it. And I'm going to go over to About Trinity. So our tagline right now is for God, for good, and for the world. We really believe in just taking the community and building up people to become the best version of themselves, so that way they can go out into their vocation and make a better difference. We're a small liberal arts college, about, I would say, 35 minutes away from Chicago. So I pulled up a little map here. So from Trinity's campus to Millennium Park, we're about 35 minutes. And down here, we are a small college that has 70 plus programs in academics, and we do a master's program, which we have about 3 different choices in that. And then we have an adult program as well too. So if you want to go back to school with your parents, you can. So we always keep that an option. And then we just like to really focus on community a lot as well too. We have about 1,400 students that make up our campus, about 11-to-1 student-teacher ratio as well too. And then we have a bunch of student-run ministry programs, clubs on campus, ways to just get involved. So personally, I was a baseball player. I tore my shoulder before I got to Trinity, and I got involved in student government, things I never was able to do in high school. But if you want to start it and we don't have it, we have opportunities for you to start a club on campus as well too. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about our scholarships. So we have a lot of different scholarships available. So when you go on our website, you'll be able to go to the Academic and Financial Aid tab. You'll be able to go to New Student Scholarships, and then we show Academic Scholarships. And those go based off of GPA now and a couple of other requirements as well too, because we are test optional. We have some leadership and activity scholarships. And then we have major-based scholarships, specialty scholarships, and a lot of donor-funded scholarships as well too. So it's just a chance for you to have an opportunity to get financial. We really work with you holistically on financial aid as well, case by case. We never give you a hard and set number, say take it or leave it. We want to work with you because we believe that's the start of really building that relationship as well too. The last thing I'll hit on before Clay takes over is our visits. So again, with COVID happening right now, we are trying to do a lot of things, I'm sure like everybody else, is pivot. So we have on-campus options as well too, and that is limited to stay safe and follow Chicago and Cook County guidelines where we're located in Palos Heights. And then we do virtual visits as well too. So everything you can do on campus, you can mostly do on a virtual visit. And Trin Talks is a new thing. So we have different theme talks every Tuesday night for you to have a chance to come. If you can't make it, your parents can. And we just really want to provide an environment where you're getting enough information before you start the college process, especially in a time where you really can't set foot on every campus you want to. So I'll leave it over to Clay.
Awesome. And I'll just pick right up where he left off. I will share my screen real quick with you guys. All right. So I'm going to pick up with athletics here. As Julian mentioned, we do offer athletic scholarships. We compete in the NAIA. We are not affiliated with the NCAA. The NAIA is its own league and division. We compete with them within the CCAC conference, which is mostly Chicagoland schools. Real quick, this is a look at our beautiful outdoor chef athletic complex. It houses our outdoor sports. We offer 14 sports. I'll give you a quick look at what those are. Men's baseball, men's basketball, cross country, golf, soccer, track and field, and volleyball. And then on the women's side, we have basketball, cross country, golf, soccer, softball, track and field, and volleyball. So we offer all those sports, varsity and a few JV as well. We do offer intramurals if you're interested in that, for students that are not wanting to compete at the varsity level, but also stay active and play sports. And then I want to touch a little bit on some of our student organizations. We have some clubs on campus that you can be a part of. The breakdown here is we have some academic clubs, also business and interest clubs, campus ministry, intramurals, as I mentioned before, multicultural groups, service clubs, and then we also have student activities and events. Student activities and events is a huge thing on our campus. Every weekend there's something going on. Obviously this year it looks a little bit different with some of the COVID restrictions that we've had to live by with some of the guidelines, but usually every weekend a collaboration of student life staff and students are looking to create events on campus. That's something that you can be a part of. All of these groups, or most of them, are available on campus to anybody ranging from freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, even some grad students as well. Some of them do have scholarships tied towards them as well. And then lastly, I want to talk through the admissions process. As Julian mentioned, we are test optional. So we're not requiring an SAT, an ACT, or a CLT test score for admission. All we need is for you to fill out the application through the Common App or through our website. Down here, you can go ahead and apply. And then after that, we need your high school transcripts. And just to go through it real quick, our minimum standards for admission are going to be a 2.5 GPA on a 4.0 scale. We go based on unweighted, but then for scholarships, we use your weighted GPA. So kind of a plus for you guys to be able to get some good scholarships as well. If you have any questions, Julian and I will put both of our contact information in the chat. We'd love to be able to talk to you and hopefully we can get you some good information.
Excellent. Thank you so much, guys. I live in Chicago, so go Bears. We're playing right now, Monday Night Football. And we will turn it over to our next presenter from Nebraska Wesleyan.
All right, thank you very much. Let me go ahead and get my screen shared here. Okay, my name is Matthew Miller. I'm an Assistant Director of Admissions here at Nebraska Wesleyan. I lead the out-of-state recruitment for our institution, so I'll be your go-to for any admissions questions, athletics, and things like that. So I'll go ahead and jump right into the presentation here. Oh, 1 second. There we go. So we are a small private institution located in Lincoln, Nebraska. So we feel like we have a great balance of right school and right city. We have 1,700 traditional undergrad students, over 130 different majors, minors, and pre-professional programs. Some of our strongest programs are like pre-medical and also the theater arts. We're a top 25 acting school in the country. We do nearly 50 productions a year if you're interested in theater. We have over 90 different student organizations, clubs. We have 3 fraternities and 3 sororities, different academic clubs that you can be a part of. We also have 25 intramural sports. And we were ranked in the top 10% in US News and World Report's best regional Midwestern universities. I believe in 2019, we were ranked 11th. We are, like I said, located in Lincoln, Nebraska, which is the capital city of Nebraska. We share the city with the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, which is Nebraska's largest state school. So there's roughly 50,000 college students in our city alone. So if you're someone who prefers the smaller class sizes and more intimate setting for classes, but also want to have the opportunities and resources of large university students, we give you a really good balance of those things. Lincoln's also a very young and entrepreneurial city in general. We're considered to be in the Silicon Prairie, and Gallup recently ranked us as America's happiest city. So moving forward here. So when you go to a smaller school, obviously personal attention is very important. Our students faculty ratio is 11:1. Our average class size is around 16 students. Every single class at Nebraska Wesleyan is taught by a professor. You're never going to have a grad assistant or anything like that. And over 90% of our faculty hold a PhD or the highest degree in their field. And within our curriculum, we want to make sure it's about you. We're not going to prescribe any sort of plan for our students. Working with your advisor and other people on campus will help you make sure that you are pursuing the path that fits your passions. So recently we've had some upgrades on campus. We've added programs in direct entry for nursing and athletic training, a 5-year master's of business administration. We've added a sister school in Germany, which is one of 5 that we have across the world. We also added a computer science major. We've also raised nearly $70 million and invested it back into campus, which allowed us to upgrade academic facilities like you see on the right there. That's our new Ackley Hall of Science, which opened in 2019, which houses biology, psychology, and chemistry. We've invested in stronger faculty, giving our coaches more resources, growing student scholarships, getting better athletic facilities. We are an NCAA Division III institution, and also just keeping our campus beautiful. So they've done a lot of things with landscaping and fixing different things across campus to make it more safe. So when you look at outcomes recently, 99% of the 2019 graduating class have already reported having jobs in their field or admission into graduate school. Employers frequently call us asking for our students because they understand that they're critical thinkers, constant learners, and curious souls. Our renowned Nebraska Wesleyan Archway curriculum prepares students for a variety of different career paths, so you're not just limited to one potential career out of college. And we are a top 10 producer of academic All-Americans in the country. We are actually ranked 9th, which is like 5 spots behind Stanford. So that's over 1,100 schools in the NCAA, and we are ranked 9th. So affordability is obviously very important as well. Our director of financial aid reviews and processes every single financial aid form by hand, so it's very personalized. We give larger scholarships to a broader range of students because we think that every student deserves a chance to have an affordable college education, and 100% of admitted students at Nebraska Wesleyan are awarded financial aid. So here's a breakdown of fall 2021 first-year scholarships. Every admitted student starts at least $15,000 per year. And as you move up, you do have a couple different options to go either test optional, or you can do a GPA and ACT or SAT combination, whichever one is best for you. So if you're one of those students who is really great in the classroom, has a strong GPA, but maybe has a little bit of test anxiety and maybe didn't score as well as you'd like on an ACT or SAT, you do have an option to get more financial aid based off of your GPA alone. So what are the next steps? We just passed our first deadline on the 15th of October, but our application is always free. We want you to attend a virtual scholarship event. We do have 2 left this year. Just for attending one of those events, which they're in Zoom webinar format, just like this, you get a $1,000 per year scholarship. The 2 that we have remaining are natural and health sciences. So anybody interested in like the medical fields, engineering, computer science, math, nursing, any of those fields. That's on November 10th, so coming up here pretty quick. And these times are Central Time, so 7 to 8 Central Time. And then we have an all majors catch-all event on February 8th from 7 to 8 p.m. So like I said, as long as you attend that, and they're usually about an hour long, as you can see there, and you'll get at least a $1,000 per year scholarship. We're also doing virtual and in-person events just for visiting campus, or doing a virtual event. You'll also get a $1,000 per year grant for doing that. So there's some great incentives for those. Those are usually about 3 to 4 hours long. And you will meet with a professor, meet with a coach if you're interested in athletics, your admissions counselor, and also do a tour of campus with one of our student ambassadors. And of course, you can call or text me with any questions that you have. That's my Wesleyan cell below. And I'll be looking forward to talking to any of you over text or call or in the Q&A tonight. So thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a great evening.
Thank you so much. We will move on to our next presenter from Oklahoma City University.
So hello everyone, my name is Jalen Jackson. I'm an admissions counselor at Oklahoma City University. So OCU is a private university, so our in-state and out-of-state tuition is the same. It's not going to differ for our out-of-state students. We are United Methodist affiliated. You do not have to be a United Methodist to attend OCU, but if you are, that's fantastic. If you're a student who wants to worship, we do have chapel every Thursday at 1 p.m. It's not mandatory, but it is there for students who want to participate. And you'll never have class at 1 p.m. on Thursday, which is nice as a student. Over here on the other side of the screen, you can see our student population. We have around 1,600 undergraduate students. All of our students are required to live on campus until they're 21, or if they live off campus with family. So most of our student population is going to be on campus, which makes for a great student environment. So academics, we are a smaller university. Our average class size is 17. We have that 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio. We do not have graduate assistants or TAs. All of our classes are going to be taught by professors, and most of our professors hold the highest degree in their area. So at OCU, because we're a smaller school, you will find that faculty really are invested in each student. So if you're looking to be supported throughout the academic process, you're going to find that here, whether it's, wanting to spend more time on a specific subject, needing to meet the professor outside of class for additional help, needing assistance to find internships, or doing mock interviews for students who are planning to go on to professional school, things like that. They really care for you and help you throughout the process. So some more information on academics for our students who are planning to go on to professional school, so medical school, dental school, pharmacy school, things like that. There is an 85% acceptance rate into professional schools for students coming out of OCU. Our business school is ranked in the top 4.5% of business schools in the world. Our nursing school was ranked #1 in Oklahoma. Our religion school for students who are planning to go on to seminary school, they have a 100% acceptance rate into that. If you're a student who's interested in business as well, they do have an interesting club. It's called the Investment Club, and Herman Minders, who the school's named after, donates $100,000 to the club so they can get hands-on practice investing that money, which is really cool. In addition to all of our majors, so we do have most of the general majors in STEM, humanities, the arts, and then also the performing arts. We also have minors, which are a great way for students to kind of broaden their skill set. We're a liberal arts university, and so we have a lot of general elective credits built into the undergraduate requirements, so it's really easy to include a minor. So also with our performing arts schools, so our music school hosts more than 250 performances throughout the year. So there's tons of opportunities for students to get involved and perform. 90% or 90+ dance alum have performed in national or international tours. I know a lot of people that I graduated with personally ended up in like Tokyo and Hong Kong working for Disney, which was really cool. Oklahoma City University is one of the top 10 most represented universities on Broadway. So if that's something you're interested in, that's great. And our dance program consistently ranks in like the top 12 colleges. I believe like in 2012, they actually beat out Juilliard. So like I mentioned earlier, most of our students live on campus. And so the student experience is pretty lively, I would say. We have 80+ student-led organizations, everything from multicultural clubs to Greek life. There's tons there to do. And if there's something that we don't have, you're free to create it. If you're a student who's involved in the performing arts, we have professional partnerships within our city. I don't know if you guys know much about Oklahoma City, but we are located in the heart of OKC. We're very close to downtown and some of the more lively districts. So if you want to start building up your professional resume, whether it's with internships or actually getting jobs as a student, you can do that. Our nursing school has 70 clinical sites. 25% of our students are actually involved in Greek life. I believe we have 3 fraternities and 4 sororities. And then if you're a student interested in study abroad, we do have a lot of faculty-led tours that happen over the summer. I know one that's really popular is a trip to Taiwan that generally happens in June. We have a fitness center on campus and plenty of intramural options for students who are interested in that. We also have athletics. We're in the NAIA division. All students get free entry into home games if they have their student ID. If you're a student who's interested in sports at OCU, I would recommend going to the ocusports.com website and filling out a recruitment questionnaire. It sends your information directly to the coach. Some of our admissions information. So for automatic admission, you would want to meet the criteria of the 3.0 GPA and 22 ACT, or the 3.0 GPA and rank within the top 35% of your class. If you don't meet that criteria, it's fine. We'll review you on a holistic review process, which just means we're going to look really closely at all the other aspects of your application. So your application, your essay, recommendation letters, transcript, etc. Down below, you can kind of see all of the material that's required. If you have questions about it, feel free to reach out to me. There is that $55 application fee. We do periodically have fee waivers running, so if you're interested, just reach out to us. We have academic and departmental scholarships. As you can see, it's based off of your GPA and test score. We super score, so you can continually send in new test scores up until July 31st. And then also we take the weighted GPA. In addition, there's talent scholarships for students who audition. And then we also have competitive scholarships for students depending on major and things like that. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. Here's some of our social media information, and then my personal information as well. And I'll go ahead and leave that in the chat so you guys can copy it down.
Excellent. Thank you so much. We will move on to our presenter from Mercer University.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Happy Monday. Most wonderful day of the week, at least in the top 7. My name is Chris Pinto. That is Pinto like the bean. Feel free to laugh. Everybody does. And I'm here on behalf of Mercer University. Really glad to be with you guys tonight. So just to hit you with kind of the high points to start off. Mercer, we are a mid-sized national research institution in Macon, Georgia, about 9,000 students overall. A small class environment, but one that has huge national resources. We really try to embrace the best of both worlds in that small environment with the big public research university feel on campus, and the opportunities that our students have reflect that. Over 90% of our students at Mercer are placed into jobs within 3 months of graduation. For our business students and our engineering students, that's been 100% for the past 2 years. So we have an incredible track record of success in both preparing students, giving them real world experience, and helping them transition after they graduate. But I also want to talk a little bit more about what does life on campus look like? What is this Mercer student experience, and what makes us unique? So our hometown, Macon, is actually a pretty cool place. It's a little city, we say, right in the heart of middle Georgia, about an hour south of Atlanta. So if you're looking for a city environment that's not too overwhelming, that has no traffic, that has good food, great music, tons of stuff to do off campus, that's Macon. Macon and Mercer are so integrally connected. The campus is right next to the downtown environment. There's a bridge to be able to walk between the two. So as a current student, you have the opportunity to not only experience everything you're doing on campus, clubs, organizations, undergraduate research, service learning experience, but that then extends right into our town. If you want to go check out Macon Burger Week, which is actually next week. I know it's just burgers, but they're cool burgers with like peach sauce, very Georgia. So it's a really cool environment, and the city is definitely a huge strength of the undergraduate experience and a big part of why students not just come to Mercer, but they stay in Macon after they graduate. We'd love to have you come visit campus. While it's a strange time to visit college campuses, we are doing both in-person and virtual visits. Check the website for both. The in-person, we're keeping really small, obviously practicing a lot of good safety, social distancing guidelines. We have some Saturday events as well, but the virtual you can do anytime. Check out our virtual campus tour, talk with some current students, talk with our admission staff. No matter what colleges you're considering, that is going to be the best way to get an idea of what it's like to actually be a student and figure out if that's going to be the best fit for you. To go a little bit more in depth in campus life, every student that I've ever talked to at Mercer is incredibly involved in multiple things on campus. So the student staff that I work with, every day, that are part of our tour guide team, part of our calling team, they're involved in Greek life, they're involved in service-based organizations, they're involved in special interest organizations like the Gamer Club, the Harry Potter Club, all those things that you hear about all the time. But one thing that I think makes the Mercer campus experience pretty unique is the intentional relationships that you're going to have, not just with other students, but with faculty and staff throughout your 4 years. When we talk about being placed for these incredible research or service opportunities, that's something you can do with faculty starting your first semester, because your faculty are going to know you. They're going to invite you into their research labs. They're going to allow you to take part in the work that they're doing to help make you a better student and hopefully lead you to become a better professional in your life after Mercer. I've hit it a couple times, but service is a big part of who we are. It's part of the reason we were founded, to serve Middle Georgia. And as we have become a national research institution, we have then extended that mission worldwide. We have this really cool program called Mercer on Mission, which combines undergraduate research, service learning, and a study abroad trip all in one, where we have students travel to different countries across the world to apply research that they are doing every day in the labs on campus and the research of our faculty, and doing it in communities where it can have true impact. The most famous is our Mercer on Mission to Vietnam, where we're actually helping those that have been amputated, creating prosthetics that will allow them to walk again, because this is a huge, huge problem in Vietnam because of leftover landmines from the Vietnam War. So really, really cool projects. About a third of our students will do a Mercer on Mission before they graduate. Okay, to get into the nuts and bolts, if you're interested in applying, if you want to learn a little bit more about Mercer, a couple things to know. Applications available. We do have an application on our website. We're also on the Common App, no preference which way you apply, but know that the early action deadline is November 15th. So coming up in about 2.5 weeks. You want to make sure to have your application in and complete by that deadline so that you can get maximum consideration for any type of merit scholarships and some of our competitive scholarships as well. We are practicing test optional admission, so you're totally fine not submitting an SAT or an ACT. It does not penalize you at all for scholarship consideration. You'll still be considered for the same opportunities. Just to give you an idea of what our typical student looks like, this incoming class had about a 399 weighted GPA, middle 50 of an 1190 to 1350 SAT, 26 to 31 ACT. Again, that's a middle 50% on those test scores. That is not an average. So we have students within that range, about half, but also students below and above. This gives you a rough idea of what to expect if you're trying to be competitive when applying to Mercer. So keep that in mind, especially when you're determining whether you want to be test option. We have several different scholarship opportunities at Mercer. Merit scholarships go all the way up to $22,000 a year, but we also have a few scholarship competitions as well, where you can get potentially full tuition and a handful of students beyond. So be on the lookout for those, but the important thing is to apply by November 1st if you want to be considered. Please connect with us. We'd love to talk with you, talk with me, talk with the rest of our team. We'd love to have you in Macon. Thanks so much for being with us and hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much. And on to our next presenter from Louisiana State University.
All right, thank you. My name's Trey Colleen, and I am the California Admissions Counselor for LSU. I'm based in San Diego, but I am from Louisiana. I'm also an alumnus of LSU as well. So LSU was founded in 1853 and is one of 50 public flagship institutions located in the capital city of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We're considered a mid to large size institution with 34,000 total enrollment and a 24-to-1 teacher to student ratio. LSU has utilized its land, sea, and space grant status in becoming a top 30 university for total research conducted. Through this research, LSU has accumulated numerous Nobel Prizes, including our most recent in 2017 for detecting gravitational waves and confirming Albert Einstein's theory of relativity. In addition to being one of the top schools for research opportunities, we're also in the top 1% of universities for the breadth of our academic programs. We have over 330 academic programs to choose from under 12 senior colleges, boasting multiple programs ranked #1 in the country. We're one of 8 universities with law, medical, dental, nursing, veterinary, and MBA schools, and our students do get accepted into law and medical schools at significantly higher rates than the national average. We recently increased our lowest out-of-state scholarship by $10,000 per year. We're now ranked in the top 15 nationally for return on investment while ranking first in the SEC. So here is a list of our senior colleges. LSU has 12 senior colleges, including an undecided college for students who are unsure of what they'd like to major in. And none of our programs are impacted. So when you arrive to campus, you'll be able to begin working towards your degree as soon as you step onto campus. Our senior colleges offer residential housing for freshmen, which is a great alternative to a traditional dorm. Not only do we have several brand new residential dorms on campus, these residence halls offer classes and advising within the dorm, while also allowing students to live next to those that they'll be in class with over the next 4 years. Our senior colleges offer their own specialized study abroad programs with over 300 locations on every continent. LSU consistently invests into its campus. The bottom left shows our new business college, which houses one of the first full entrepreneurship institutes and the #1 internal auditing program in the country. To the right of the business college is our new engineering college. At over $110 million and with 410,000 square feet of space, Patrick F. Taylor is now the largest freestanding engineering building on any college campus in the country. At the top left is one of our residence halls, as we've built 3 since 2015 and have recently broken ground on another. To its right is a picture of the Leisure River at our new recreational facility. Our new UREC features an interactive track, outdoor beach volleyball courts, plenty of workout space and fitness rooms, and much more. Students are able to enter the UREC by scanning their eye at the door. Once the scanner reads the student's retina, the doors open. The UREC is located next to the LSU lakes, which are freshwater lakes that line the eastern side of campus and are popular for paddleboarding and kayaking, both of which you can rent for free from the UREC. Our sorority row is also lined up along the lake, so this whole area really has become a focal point of activities on campus. Also released in 2018 was our on-campus upperclassmen apartment complex, which was on the introduction slide. That was our first big project for upperclassmen housing on campus. It's a $240 million project located right across the street from Tiger Stadium with a built-in grocery market, restaurants, and its own mini recreational center as well. The culture of Louisiana and LSU is something that really stands out and differentiates the LSU experience. Located in the capital city, the area also serves as a strong college town, and the pride for LSU flows throughout the entire state. We're about an hour away from New Orleans, and we have an airport 15 minutes away from campus. We now have over 500 student organizations, the 9th largest stadium in the world, which holds just over 108,000 people. At certain games, crowds of over 150,000 can be seen tailgating throughout campus, which makes our campus one of the largest cities in the state of Louisiana. It's gotten so loud that our crowd once registered for a small earthquake, and we do not have earthquakes in Louisiana. So that gives you an idea of the intensity of that atmosphere. While football may receive the most media attention, LSU ranks 9th for most Division I championships across all sports and has the highest attended baseball stadium. Once the new year rolls in, spring semester brings in crawfish and festival season. Crawfish bowls can be seen on a regular basis throughout campus, while Mardi Gras celebrations are abundant from Baton Rouge down to New Orleans. Our students get a half week off for Mardi Gras, which is an internationally attended festival. And California students are really able to experience this festival like a local would, as you certainly will meet students from Baton Rouge and New Orleans that have their personal preferences when it comes to Mardi Gras traditions. Lastly, there really has never been a better time to be a student at LSU. Not only have we invested over $500 million into the campus over the past 4 years, but LSU has enrolled its largest, highest scoring, and most diverse class for 3 years consecutively, while also increasing our California enrollment by 200% per year during that time. We offer out-of-state scholarship opportunities from $10,000 to $50,000 per year and are one of 40 universities to offer the prestigious Stamp Scholarship. We're a few weeks away from announcing that we'll be test optional. So if you have applied or you apply before then, you will see that we're missing an ACT score from you, but that will be waived once we've officially gone test optional. And we do evaluate our students through a holistic review. We're hosting different virtual events every day of the week, so please feel free to reach out if you would like to attend or if you have any other questions for me. I appreciate it and have a nice night.
Thank you so much to our presenters from this session. Presenters, I just want to remind you, it looks like we are getting a few more questions in the Q&A down below. So take a look there. A couple of them I think are specific to, they asked for a response from a certain university, so they're being specific questions. Also, we do have a few minutes left in this session. We had 5 presenters. So I am going to go ahead and use this time. Students, feel free to keep asking those questions. I've seen some really awesome questions coming through. So feel free in the next few minutes to keep using that Q&A. But I am going to give our presenters each about 45 seconds to maybe share with us something unique about campus, maybe a campus tradition, or maybe something you just kind of forgot to cover in that session. You want to make sure that all of our students here know about that. We're going to go in the order of how we presented the first go around. So Trinity Christian College, any final thoughts that you'd like to leave us with this evening?
Yeah, I would just say that one of the biggest things that we offer is a really cool internship program called Chicago Semester. That I forgot to mention the first one, but Chicago Semester, you get to live, work downtown. We provide the housing and get you set up down there with a guaranteed internship as well too, and you'll be able to take credits downtown as well. So you get the working feel of what it is to be busy in the city, learn the whole CTA system, and just have a good time being a working professional.
Excellent. Final thoughts from Nebraska Wesleyan.
Yeah, so at Nebraska Wesleyan, we do require experiential learning. So you have to do 2 forms of that while you are here. That can be internships, study abroad. I mentioned a little bit of those during my presentation. We're actually the #1 producer of study abroad students in Nebraska. We send about 18 times the national average, which is 1/3 of our enrollment. It's not limited to the city of Lincoln when it comes to internships. And I mean, Lincoln's a city of about 330,000 people. So there's a lot of great internships. We're also part of the Capitol Hill internship program. So we actually own a home in DC, and you can go out, and we've had students who have recently interned in places like Capitol Hill, the White House, NASA, the NFL Players Association, and so on. So we really want to build your resume while you're at Nebraska Wesleyan and have some great experiences that are attractive to employers.
Excellent. Oklahoma City University, final thoughts.
Hi, sorry, I hope this sounds okay. I'm on my phone now. We're in an ice storm here in Oklahoma City. But I wanted to mention that we're having virtual events pretty often, and they're program specific. So if there's a specific question or experience you want to hear about, I would recommend you signing up for those. You can find it on our website, and we do record all of those sessions. And so it's got a collection of the faculty, current students, and admissions staff. So it's pretty well informed in those sessions. And that is it.
The ice storm. All right.
Yeah.
All right. And final thoughts, Mercer University.
Yeah, so I know I talked very briefly about the Mercer on Mission, this kind of service, research, study abroad. To expand on that a little bit, we do those in pretty much every academic field on campus. So when you say research, you often think science. 2 cool examples. We have a group of business students that goes to Rwanda every year, and they are educating women in the community whose husbands were killed through the genocide in Rwanda on how to grow and maintain their own businesses so that they can be heads of household and support their families in their communities. So great example. Another one is a colleague of mine was a creative writing major at Mercer, and he traveled to Costa Rica for 2 summers and found this tribe of folks whose entire history of their tribe was just passed through spoken word. And he and a group of his colleagues were able to go and actually record the entire oral history of this people in written documents and give it to them sort of as a gift to be able to have a written record of their tribe's history. So just 2 really cool examples that kind of illustrate it's more than science-based.
All right, excellent. And final thoughts, LSU.
So I mentioned that we do have a number of majors to choose from. I definitely implore all of our potential students to go to our website and look at those majors, just because there are so many majors that I had never heard of before. And then we get a really diverse group of students as in regards to their interests that come to LSU to study. And at our Olin Career Center, they help you with a test that they have formulated to pair your passions with different degree programs on our campus, so you can find a career path that you're really passionate about and can find happiness and success with.
Excellent. All right, students, I do see that we have a few more questions in the chat. I'm going to give our presenters a little bit of time here to answer those questions for you. Students, we are about wrapping up this session this evening. But I do want to thank you so much for listening to our sessions, for joining us this evening. When you are ready and when you click out of this presentation, there will be a short 4-question survey that is asked of you. If you could please fill that out, it will help us to develop future programming. Right now, everything still seems to be a little bit virtual in our world, so your answers will help us to see what you guys are needing and wanting as students. There are additional Collegewise fairs happening, one more session this evening and several sessions happening tomorrow as well. So check out the website for more schools. And this recording will be available on that same website where you registered for this event shortly, usually in a few days. So I'm just letting our representatives get to those final questions. If you did ask a question, stay on just a little longer, you might get an answer. Also, our representatives are provided those questions after the fact. So if they don't get to you right away, someone probably will be following up with you shortly with that contact information you gave when you registered. So I am just going to hang out while a few more of those questions are answered. But if you have not asked a question, that is the conclusion of this evening's event. Thank you so much for joining us. All right. Thanks everyone for joining us. For the one student looking for the Oklahoma City question, I believe it's because she's on her phone now with the weather. So she will get that question and get back to you afterward with the answer. Again, thank you so much for joining us, everyone, and have a nice night. Thanks so much. Bye.